Good morning. So this morning I'm here with one of our agents who has been with Keller Williams Oxygen for nearly 3 years now, Fliss.
Yeah, coming up for 3.
So tell me, what were you doing before?
So I have worked in agency before, but ages ago, like 20, I was in my early 20s when I worked in agency before.
In the high street, normal...
High street agency, different parts of the UK. And then I had my kids. They're 13 and 15 now, so I had my kids and I took a break for a while. I was a stay-at-home mum for a while. And briefly, as they got a bit older, I went to work in a school for a bit because they were in a school and I desperately needed to fit things around their day. And then I came into this. I was thinking I need to go back to work and I didn't know what I was going to go back to. I wanted to come back to agency, but I didn't really want to work for anyone else. So this just kind of popped up when I was looking for a job one day. I hadn't heard of Keller Williams, but there it was. And then I had a little chat with Alex at the time and to see what was going to happen on Zoom, and had a little think about it, and then here we are. So it was. I had to think about it for a bit. I did kind of, look into it a bit and decided.
So actually, quite a brave move, because being a stay-at-home mum, I mean, that's a job in itself. Mm-hmm. You know, as mums, we know how much that takes.
Yep. And
then coming back to work, one of your challenges was fitting around the children.
Yeah.
So
many challenges. Going back to work in the first place after because I was off a while and I would do it all again, but I was off for, almost 10 years being a mum.
It's a long time.
Yeah. Then went into the school job, which was fine and served a purpose, but wasn't what I wanted to do long term. And so, there was the going back to work at all and having the confidence to do that, but mostly just being flexible, being able to be flexible, being able to drop them off at school, pick them up, being able to spend time with them and still work and manage my own diary. And I didn't know that existed until this came along. I thought they'll never find that. I'll have to find a really sympathetic boss or something. And then this came along.
And actually, when you joined, it was still a relatively new concept in the UK of not just high street agency, but sort of more that broker model.
Yeah.
So that was quite a brave step.
Yes, it was new. I had heard of the concept, sort of. It hadn't really landed with me, though. I didn't think of it as an option until I came across Keller Williams. But I had heard of other models as well. So it was new. I did need to look into it. It did feel brave. I did dilly-dally a bit and procrastinated for a little while. But it sounded like the perfect thing.
And actually even more brave, because by then you were actually a single parent. Mm-hmm. So yes, even more
That's
brave.
An important part. Yes, I was a single parent by then. So, and when I was working in the school, I was. But it was a tricky one because I was the only parent they had around full time. So it was a really big decision to do that. And then circumstances were, I lost my mum in 2021 at the end of that year. So then that enabled me, because she left me a little bit of myself, my sister and my brother, and we had a little bit of something left from her, which kept me going. And I think without that was enabled me to be able to go for it, because obviously those first few months when you're setting up on your own are quite tough. You have to be prepared that's going to take a little while to get there.
So that just gave you that little safety net that you were able to give it everything and make it all happen.
That's how it happened.
And actually, I remember in the early days, you did quite a few lettings, which brought in a pretty much instant income.
I did lettings, because I was guided really by you guys and advice that lettings would be something that would give you a bit of a more immediate income, because obviously finding the first house to sell and then waiting for it to sell and complete is quite a bit of a process, isn't it? Especially when it's your first one. So lettings was a good way in to kind of have a bit of immediate income whilst the selling side of it took over. Yeah, it was a good show.
As it turns out, you got really stuck in and you literally followed the model.
Yeah.
And it happened quite quickly for you.
Yeah, it did. I think it was the summer of 2023 when I joined. It was, I think, May 2023. So I'm coming up for 3 years now. And it did take most of the rest of 2023 to kind of get the momentum going, get anyone to have heard of who I was. You've got to prove yourself, find that first house. Someone's got to take a punt on you the first time and get that done. So it was probably the back end of that year before it really picked up. You have to graft, don't you? You have to start from absolutely nothing. I wasn't coming from a employed job where I could bring clients with me or anything. It was from zero. So yeah, it took a while to take off, but then by 2024, January of 2024, I seem to remember, it was really
then you
taking
really
off at that
started
point.
to take off. And how's that worked at home? Talk me through your day, because as a single mum, working 2 children, that's tough in itself. Mm-hmm. You're now running your own business, a very busy your own business at that. Talk me through your day as a mum, because there's lots of women out there that will be in similar circumstances or, and need that flexibility. So talk me through how that works for you.
I intentionally, when I started, the kids were just about old enough for me to be able to do this kind of thing. I think had they been younger, it would have been trickier, but they were a bit older, and it meant that I can drop them off. I work my own diary. I can drop them off at school. If I need to go and watch them in a football match or something, I can go and do that. I can pick them up. I can be there to bring them home. It's completely around them. Everything is around them, but it's totally doable. So to be able to manage my own time is amazing. Yeah. The kids, and to be fair, I think for them to be able to see how it's grown from zero to what it is now, that's the bit that they'll tell me now, I'm really proud of you, Mum, and that kind of thing, which is the whole point of kind of just to provide for them. So yeah, they've seen it. My son's interested in business and stuff like that, so he's seen it. And the other day I was off on some viewings on a Saturday, and my daughter texts me, I'm really proud of you, Mum, and that kind of thing. And it's really nice that it's doable, and the point is that you can manage your own time. You're completely in charge of your diary.
So you're still mum?
Yep, 100%.
You're taking them to school, picking them up, there for
everything
homework
they need, I can be there. Yeah.
Home for dinner time.
Yep.
And just able to juggle that around.
And to be able to choose, this Saturday I'm going to work a lot, another Saturday we're all going to go and do something, but it's your own choice, isn't it, as to what you want to do. So it's been, and I didn't know that existed before. So
and that isn't to say that you're not working the hours or not working hard, because your business has grown exponentially. Mm-hmm. And would you be in agreement if we said now that you don't fret about money on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah.
There's enough coming in. Your pipeline is so strong.
Yeah.
Your business is now at the stage where referrals are your biggest source.
100%. Yeah. Recommendations. It's been life-changing in terms of, I've never before now, I've always been in jobs that maybe haven't paid that well, or working in a school that was probably minimum wage, to be fair. Jobs I've had in the past, I have worked in agency in the past, but that was so long ago,
and it's not well paid.
And at that stage I was in South Wales, so that was not well paid.
Really not well paid.
But now it's I know things are covered, and I've really grafted since the beginning. So that's nearly 3 years of very hard work. It's not to pretend that it's all just roses and that, yes, I can pick my own hours, but when I'm working, I'm really working, and you have some late nights and, those kind of things when you're just getting everything done. But yeah, it's worked really well for my family. Yeah.
Nothing worth having comes without graft.
No. But if when I started, I was because I'm not the type of person that will go, oh yeah, I've got this. This is going to be easy.
You're
full
of
me.
Self-doubt. You feel like you're an imposter all the time.
Imposter syndrome is real. But if I could go back to that me from when I was starting, and I was just starting to put a couple of posts out about my business, and I was worrying, like, what are my friends going to think if this flops? What are my family going to say? What am I going to feel like? It's a risk, but it's a risk that's paid off, but it's hard work. But I love the work, so it kind of, it's hard but enjoyable.
Now, you're one of our top agents in the market centre. And even now, you will still, I don't know, we'll talk about, okay, what's your plan for next year? And you'll be like, I can't do that. And like, we're now 3 months into the new year, and not once have you not achieved what you wanted to achieve. So even now, I know that you're not that one that is, I've got this, I can just,
No, not at all. But I mean, I think we all have, you have that doubt. I feel like I'm good at what I do. So there is that kind of, it means a lot to me, and I know. And
you genuinely care about your clients.
Yeah.
And that comes across really strongly.
Yes. Yeah. But I've seen, I've worked for different agencies. I've seen the different kinds of stuff that goes on that's kind of, agents that have a bad rap. And I think that it can be done so much better. And I feel strongly about that. I feel really strongly about being a real person, going in there, giving good advice, and just seeing people right through to the end. It's a real people business. I think the houses come second, if anything, don't they? It's people.
Yeah.
But it's been hard work, a lot of hard work. I think people don't always realise from a standing start how hard that is.
I'd agree with that, and I think quite often clients don't realise how hard the right agent works for them. But you're proving that it can be done. And I mean, personally, I think you're Wonder Woman. I think you're amazing. And you're so good and so committed at what you do. Tell me, what made you choose Keller Williams right in the beginning?
Right in the beginning, I'd seen a few different models, and actually thinking about it, I hadn't thought about this for a while, but before I had a Zoom call with Alex for Keller Williams, just to kind of a bit of a discovery thing. And before that, I had a couple of other chats with other, not the same thing, but a couple of other agencies that were quite big and well known. And I had to think about that, but something was not quite feeling right about it. It wasn't giving me that freedom. And then I had my chat with Alex, and I thought, this almost sounds too good to be true. Like, is this really how it works? Because you don't know, do you? And you've got to be careful, and you've got the kids to think about and what have you. Is this going to work? And then I came to the market centre, met everybody. And it just, even then, I think I took a few weeks to kind of really decide.
It's a big decision.
But but I did have other meetings with other sort of, not the same thing, but other agencies, but just decided in the end, what the pull for me was working for myself. I absolutely didn't want to work for somebody else again. So working for myself was a big, big plus. And I didn't, and just the fact that I could be me, I didn't have to be anyone else's face and working for that, because even some other models, your face isn't quite out there, is it, in the same way, I've noticed. Whereas this one, I can be Keller Williams, I can still be, I mean, putting the face on the boards is one thing, and I know I had a big old decision about that, but it's been, I can run the business as my business, and I feel completely backed on that, so that's really nice.
Good. But still having a team of people around you, and having worked with you for a while now, because you are very much self-doubting, and I think for you, I've really enjoyed watching you flourish and grow into, your confidence has grown enormously. And when we now talk about your plan for the next year or whatever it is, no longer is it, there's no way I can do that. Now it's like, I'm going to give that a bit of a go.
And actually, I'm going to do a little bit better than that.
Exactly. There's this little secret fire that's just emerged from you, which is so lovely to see.
I think I had a bit of a background anyway. So I kind of came into this knowing I do know what I'm doing. It was just a case of other people knowing that I know what I'm doing and kind of building that reputation as being someone that can get the job done, but actually can also be nice about it. And, you know, it doesn't have to be a really stressful, it is a bit stressful, but it doesn't have to be as unpleasant as some people's experiences that they've told me about. So yeah, it's just a case of kind of being human, I think, and being real. And my clients, people say that I attract lovely clients, but I think they're the people that get it, and that they want to work with an independent. They want to work with somebody who's just real life and I think, authentic, I suppose.
Naturally, as humans, we're attracted to like-minded people. And because you're such a genuine, honest, kind person, you're going to attract those sort of relationships.
Yeah. And you have to learn, you have to be a bit resilient, and that has grown for me. I think at first, if I didn't get a particular job or house to sell, I would take that super personally. But I've had to learn that just like in life, not every person you meet is for you. Not every client is for you either. And you can start to be a bit more picky about, well, these are the types of people I want to work with. So by no means can I take on everybody I meet anyway. But, you know, you start to learn that, you know, some people match up to they're aligning with what your sort of business way is.
And now your business is at the stage where you can, I wouldn't say pick and choose, because none of us, you know, when you're running your own business, all business is important. But, you know, if there's someone that you genuinely don't feel that you fit naturally with, you can make that choice as to whether you're going to work with them or not.
And you take something on, don't you? Because you believe you can do a really good job for them. So you know, when you are taking on people, they know you fully believe you can get the job done.
Yeah. So life as a whole, what do you think the biggest changes by doing this, and obviously making such a success of it, just by being Fliss? What difference has that made to your life now?
Two things, really. I think one is because I've not always been an overly confident person, shall we say, but now I fully believe I love my business. I love what I do. I have things are going really well, and I know that being accepted for who I am, and maybe even picked to work for someone because of who I am, that's like a big deal to me. And just being a bit more financially independent now. Like, I don't have to worry that, you know, things are covered, the kids are okay. This is all about them anyway, and they can have the things that they need. Those are two life-changing things. What
they need, because we were talking about this the other week, and, you know, both children have got things that they'd love to do, but has never been financially viable.
Yeah.
And actually, you were saying the other day, like, I can do that for them now.
We can do that. We can, you know, we can book the holiday, and we can pay the bills and all those little luxuries. But yeah, it feels completely life-changing in that way. Just to be able to do that. And it is totally possible, and it is hard work, but it's totally possible and enjoyable at the same time.
I think you are a classic example of actually, when I first looked at setting up this market centre, you are a classic example of the difference I wanted to make, and giving that flexibility. And agency is not a 9-to-5 job.
No.
And by doing it this way, you don't have to be sat at your desk 9 to 5 or 9 till 6 or 8 till 6, let's be honest. And, you know, are the kids home?
Yeah.
Have they let themselves in okay?
Yeah.
Are they safe? You get home, 6:30, 7 o'clock. You've got to cook the dinner.
Yeah.
Get the washing done. Tidy the house.
It's very, very different.
Make sure homework's done.
Yeah.
You know, all of that.
And you know, we put all those hours in and more. We probably work more than a 9-to-5 in terms of hours, really. But it's when you're working those hours and how you're making it fit around everybody, and just being a bit clever about it. But it's...
And sometimes it's more convenient for the client to speak to them at 7, 8 o'clock in the evening because they're not at work.
I think people love that they can contact and do things like that, pop me a little message rather than worry about it all night and wait for the Monday morning or something. That's absolutely fine. It can be done around everything. It's totally doable and people can contact me when they need to. But yeah, it's just the whole 9 to 5 thing was not really an option for me. Didn't want it to be an option for me. But yeah, didn't realise how well it would fit till I started doing it. Yeah.
Well, we are very proud of what you've achieved and love being part of your team and helping you grow what you want to grow. Because I think that is the other thing is, sitting in the high street, you have all these KPIs. You've got to make this many phone calls. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. And actually, that isn't how agency, that just becomes so transactional and you're phoning someone just to tick another number off your list. And the difference doing it this way, you and I will sit down once a year, review it maybe every quarter, plan what you want to do. What is your goal for next year? And then we'll work backwards from there as to volumes that you need to achieve.
That's really important though. And that actually is when it hits you what you've done, because when we have our phone calls and we kind of look at where things are, quite often I'll be kind of like, oh, that's not bad.
So and you genuinely do react like that.
I know.
Have I
done that? Oh, nice one. But so it's helpful to have that kind of model of you helping to like go, right, this is where you want to be, so this is where we need to bring it back to get there. And we have managed that so far, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, I've got plans and stuff, and we'll work them out, won't we? Get them done.
I mean, I think the funniest conversation was at the end of last year when we were planning this year and we realised that you'd doubled your business the year before.
We did. Yeah.
And then we looked at this year and actually it'll double again. And Fliss was like, I can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, you're actually doing it.
Doubled. Yeah, that's funny. I kind of, it's, those phone calls are really helpful. They're kind of like keep you where you need to be, because I'll just kind of keep on grinding.
But it's also making you recognise what you have achieved. And, every agent is different. And some agents are striving for really, really, big. And if they're not there, they get, but with you, you're always so shocked that you've managed to achieve it. Because I've just got my head down
working, and then we kind of look at the numbers and we go, "Oh, okay, that's that target hit then."
But that just makes you a complete pleasure to work with. I have to be honest.
No, it's so good. I do enjoy it very much.
I think for you, it's been a really good, like you say, really hard work.
Hard work. But I've always wanted to do it. I know that probably people don't wake up in the morning going, I want to be an estate agent. But I have always wanted to do it. And I like working with people.
Yeah.
I like, it's such a people-focused business, isn't it? We're a buffer for everybody's emotions and stresses. And there's a lot more to it than people realise. So you do need to be a people person first and foremost. But it's always what I've wanted. So I do enjoy it. But the fact that I'd never want to work for somebody ever again now, that's it now. This is me set, doing this, enjoying it, and touch wood, making it work.
Keep building. Well, I couldn't be more delighted for you and your family, because I know it's changed your whole family.
It's changed everything. Yeah.
So thank you for sitting down with me today and talking through that, because I think there's a lot of women that will sit there self-doubting themselves, and just to see someone that's done it and speak so openly about the fear.
If I can do it, anyone can do it, from the point of view of I would cringe just posting something about myself to begin with. It did not feel normal to me to blow my own trumpet in any way. And now it kind of, you get proud of what you've done. And it's, literally, as long as you've got that, you're good with people and that kind of thing, you can do it. Definitely.
But I think even you just saying that, like blowing your own trumpet, you still don't do that. But what you do is you always add value.
Yeah.
And so you're always coming from a place of value for those that you're helping.
Yes.
And I think that's the differentiator.
Being real, I think, and keeping it.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, speaking to Felicity. It's been a real pleasure, Fliss.
Thank you for having me.
And we look forward to seeing you again soon. Well done.
Thanks. Should we do another one?